Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook. We seem to have had a bumpy start in which internet is coming on or off. I've experienced this all morning. So if we get disconnected, I will promptly reconnect with Telcel and restart the broadcast. So let me forewarn you of that. This could be a bumpy day for broadcasting. I certainly hope it isn't. Again, welcome to Coffee and Headlines. This is our morning live get-together here on Facebook, where we exchange ideas, comments, and suggestions about things to do, how to enjoy ourselves in Puerto Vallarta. As a community of English-speaking locals, we add to the mix headlines from local newspapers, newspapers from our state, newspapers from the country, to try to find out how to navigate Mexico as we live here. Today is Wednesday, June the 30th, and of course, being Wednesday, we are going to have a walking tour. You already know where we're going because we talked about it on Monday. In fact, it was your choice that we would walk today to Licks to meet Nama, the new pooch that Kathleen and Todd Atkins brought into their household. So that is what we're going to be doing in a little while. But first, let me remind you, if you are new to these broadcasts, let us know by writing the comment new, and that way we will be able to welcome you properly. Today we have important and sobering news regarding COVID. We also have news about the COVID-19 conferences. We have news on how to process your permit to grow and smoke your own weed at home, should you want to go there. And we have other bits and pieces of information that I would love to share with you. And last but not least, of course, we are walking. So let's get this show on the road. And we do that by switching over to the news. And as I said a second ago, we start with sobering news. According to this news item, the number of COVID-19 cases in our state, in Jalisco, has increased by 17% in the last week, 2 percentage points higher than the national average, which is also on the rise after many weeks of consistent decline. The most recent batch of cases seem to have spiked among young adults. Last week, from June 20 to 26, 905 cases were reported in the state of Jalisco, whereas the previous week, 770 cases were reported. So yes, COVID seems to be on the rise. Needless to say, this latest increase in COVID-19 cases has in turn increased uncertainty among Puerto Vallarta's tourism sector, as the increase has been evident during the past 3 weeks. The national COVID-19 stoplight, will be updated in 2 days, as always, and there is a possibility that the state of Jalisco could return to yellow, which would, needless to say, damage our state's reputation as a safe tourism destination. Let us all hope that this will not be the case. Unfortunately, this is the case with the state of Nayarit. Governor Antonio Echevarria Garcia has decided to make the announcement himself instead of waiting for federal news at the end of the week. He has been notified that Nayarit is back in the yellow as of this coming week, after the state went from one daily new COVID case to 30 new cases. Presently, the governor is working on some proposals with Nayarit's COVID Health Board to reintroduce key restrictions in the state of Nayarit. Meanwhile, in Mexico City, Health Undersecretary Hugo Lopez-Gatell announced that COVID-19 press conferences are coming back, but once a week instead of daily. We recall that for 15 months, Mexico's Secretary of Health, Undersecretary of Health, held daily press conferences that were suspended 2 weeks ago. No specific information was provided at this time as to where and when these new weekly press conferences will take place, but we will definitely keep our eyes open to ensure that we are watching. I have an infographic for you, which was published yesterday by Mexico Supreme Court, related to the declaration that current legislation to forbid cannabis use for recreational use, cannabis use for recreational purposes, is unconstitutional. The infographic pretty much confirms everything we announced yesterday, so it's not quite necessary to go over it. That said, Excelsior, the newspaper, published a blow-by-blow on how you and I can go and legally apply for permission to grow our own plants and, well, smoke them. I won't bore you with details. Let's just say that the procedure is as bureaucratic as it gets. For starters, it will take at least 40 days to be approved. But if you want to go there, the article has a link to where you can download the application. But rest assured, you will need to have a CURP number, among other bits of important information. Of course, I will leave you with the link in the show notes, as we usually do. Now, let us turn over to the weather just to see what is going on in the region for the next few days. The TV weathermen are all liars, says our snarky carrot weather. Today, we are now enjoying a temperature of 27 degrees. Feels like 30. Humidity is at 83%. Our temperature in Fahrenheit is 80%. And our forecast for today is possible light rain in the evening and overnight. Tomorrow, we can expect... Today's temperatures are going to be a high of 30, a low of 25. Tomorrow we will have rain until morning, starting again in the evening with a high temperature of 30 and a low temperature of 24. On Friday, we will enjoy rain and humidity through the day with a high temperature of 29, low temperature of 23. And that is our weather forecast for the next few days. I also want to tell you that On a day like yesterday, but in 1906, Pedro Linares, known as the creator of Alebrijes, was born, and he was acknowledged by Google with a doodle. Linares came up with Alebrijes when he contracted an illness at the age of 30, and while unconscious, he began dreaming about strange figurines that he eventually created with cardboard and carved wood. This is while he was attending the renowned Academy of San Carlos, the arts academy in Mexico City. He would make little figurines for people like Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. In 1990, Pedro Linares received the National Science and Arts Award in the category of Art and Popular Traditions, the highest award offered by Mexico's government for artists. And he died 2 years after receiving this award at the age of 86. I have an alebrije here. This is from my own collection. And it's not from Linares' creation, although Pedro Linares did go and influence a lot of artisans in his town. I think he was from, I don't even want to say where I think he was because I'm probably going to get it wrong. But if you want to learn more about Alebrijes and you want to see Linares' work up close and personal, you can, of course, visit Colectica Gallery in El Centro, owned by Kevin Simpson. And he is an expert on the matter, and you can certainly explore this to more detail. And now, interesting, I've stopped seeing comments moving. I don't know if this is because our internet is very slow, but I am going to trust that all is well with our broadcast. Let me check over here to see how things are looking. Oh, we seem to be having all kinds of problems, but are your comments moving? I think I see your comments moving. So I hope that you are still with me. Let me get started with our walk, and after our walk, we will of course take a look at all your comments as we usually do. Roll the walk. Hello everyone. It is Monday morning, or morning, early afternoon. We just finished recording we just finished broadcasting Coffee and Headlines. And buenos dias. And some of you expressed interest in seeing a walking tour from my house to Lick's Ice Cream in Fluvial to meet the new puppy that Kathleen and Todd have brought into their household. So what a better opportunity to do this than to simply walk over there. Now, we've walked down this street before. I'm walking down Vienna Street, and we're going to take Hamburgo Street so that we can see some of the new restaurants that have started opening in Versailles since we last walked Hamburgo Street. So there will be some repetition, but that's okay. I think it's okay. I hope it's okay because you asked for this particular walk. There are only so many ways to walk from here to Lick's, and this is not the shortest, it is not the longest, but I wanted to give you something different. And I'm also mindful of the weather. As you know, Hurricane Enrique is literally upon us. And the sky looks like it could rain any second. But I'm well prepared, and you should too. If you ever find yourselves walking out and about during this time of year, well, some of the things that I pack in my purse is a large plastic bag that will hold all my belongings safely dry should I be caught in the middle of a rain shower unexpectedly. I'm always traveling with cameras and gear and stuff, and I would never want any of that to be damaged. And when I'm carrying my bigger MRS, I usually also carry a pair of plastic sandals because, as you know, if it starts raining, or you visited somebody, or you sat at a restaurant and then all of a sudden it started to rain, by the time you get out of wherever you are, water can be so high that your beautiful shoes get damaged. And nobody likes that. So I carry cheap plastic sandals so that I can store my shoes and my socks if it comes to that. Kind of silly, but it's part of what we do when we live here in Puerto Vallarta during the rain season.
I am so chatty today, Jesus. And I am checking to make sure that the broadcast is okay on my phone.
I've just turned onto Hamburgo Street, and we are familiar with this street, and I'm going to take advantage of the fact that we've walked it before and that there aren't any or many interesting things to talk about in this first block. I'm going to make a quick public service announcement about our new Thursday, Food for Thought Thursday. So with your permission, I'm going to get into public announcement mode.
And I know you enjoyed this yesterday, so please bear with me. I want to make sure that a lot of people check this out tomorrow. As you know, we're going to have our broadcast tomorrow that has to do with discussing live theater in English here in Puerto Vallarta. And I hope you will join us if you're interested in live theater.
About commenting or talking about...
Whoops. No, we don't need to hear that. And I see, this is really bizarre because I see on my phone that the broadcast seems to be fine and you guys are commenting. But curiously enough, my comments are not appearing on my screen. So I'm going to hope that I'm going to be able to look at your comments once we are over with this. Okay, we're still doing this. How bizarre that I cannot see your comments, but I know that you're all watching and you're all laughing. I can see you watching and laughing, and that's a good thing. Are we done? Are we done? Let's see. Weedy.
It's live, 10:30 in the morning on Facebook. You know where to find us.
Oh, there are your comments. Oh, wonderful. Oh my God, this is finally updated. This is fantastic. Okay,
so that was my public service announcement. Thank you for allowing me to do that. And now we are now at the intersection with Calle España. And some interesting things have developed here. And of course, it's Monday, so a lot of them are closed. For example, to the right, we already knew that El Puerco de Oro was there. But there is a new Sonoritas grill here that I've been meaning to visit, haven't had a chance to visit it. And interestingly enough, right on this other corner, there is another Sonorita restaurant. So I don't know which one has been more successful than the other. If at all, I certainly hope that both restaurants are doing well. But if you look at this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eateries in this intersection, not counting Barrio Bistro, which is half a block further down. And I understand there's a new place that opened just across the street from Barrio Bistro. So this is just one intersection in Colonia Versailles. As you know, we have our map Versailles for Foodies, which is a free map that everybody can enjoy, where we can get a better sense as to all the wonderful restaurants one can enjoy in Colonia Versailles for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
And it's free.
Now, we haven't walked this stretch before, and we are now continuing down Hamburgo so that we can approach the end of Versailles and get close to Fluvial, I do want to point out that Florio's is right here. Florio's, another wonderful and successful restaurant located in downtown Puerto Vallarta. They've opened here, and they are a wonderful source of Argentinian, Italian food. And I just realized I haven't taken a single photograph in this walking tour. Shame on me, but I just turned the camera on so that we can do that. I will start with this. See that? That's a dead mango.
A dead mango.
We are entering the neighborhood of Los Mangos, and I am right now standing under a mango tree. There are tons and tons of mango trees in this neighborhood, and that's why it's called as such. And this is that time of year in which mangoes, which are such a commodity in other parts of the world, fall down from the street. Fall down onto the street, fall down from the trees, and they remain there, and they rot. There are so many mangoes that there's a smell in the air of mango that is, well, rotten. And that is what happens every year in this part of the city. If I were to continue forward, and in fact, let me just take a photograph once this red car continues its journey. At the very end of this street, I would see the back end of Los Mangos Public Library, so that gives you a sense as to where we are. And I'm going to walk to the left now, and I will find myself in front of Costco in no time at all. See, there are more mangoes here. And I'm going to take a photograph of... First, let me take a look at the tree itself. I don't know if we'll be able to see that. Well, let me get closer.
Duh.
Okay. I'm looking at this tree right now, and I can count dozens of mangoes, beautiful, huge mangoes that are just sitting up there. And then if I look at the street, I see the ones that have fallen down. They are heavy, and they do fall down, and they do damage vehicles, or if you happen to be walking by. Look at this one. I mean, this is a perfectly beautiful mango. I could actually take this home if I wanted to, but not today. We are... Oh, now my hand smells of mango, and it's going to make me sneeze. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. That was unexpected, but it felt good. Anyhow, yes, this is what happens, and you see a lot of people picking up the mangoes from the trees, particularly trees that are in public property. A lot of people pick the mangoes, take them home to cook with them. I would too. And I'm almost at Costco, but I want to point out this big plot of land which is at the intersection. There is La Comer on the back end, and there's this corner piece of land that has been unoccupied forever, and it has just been cleaned. They have a sign that says it's available for rent, but you have to be a franchise to rent it. We don't know if that means that they have rented it or that they're looking for a franchise. It would be nice to see a Sanborn's here or some other large franchise that hasn't reached us, but we don't know exactly what's going on there. I'm crossing the street, and wow, check it out. There are mushrooms here. Let me
Giant
take a
mushrooms.
photograph.
Giant
I'm kneeling down. Look at these beautiful mushrooms. And it's pretty large. Let me take another photo. Ah, beautiful stuff. Okay, so I'm going to cross the street, and I'm going to cross over to Licks through the Costco parking lot because it's the shortest way to get there. It is Monday morning, or Monday noon, and the Costco parking lot is already very crowded. I wonder if there's a time in which the Costco parking lot is not crowded. During open hours, of course. And I needed to make a couple of purchases, and I'm thinking to myself, I left the house with a plastic bag to cover my equipment in case of rain, but I did not leave the house with a shopping bag. So I guess
shopping.
I won't be doing any shopping today at Costco or at La Comer. Muy buenas tardes, jefe. Eso es todo.
The sky was so gray. I kept expecting.
Okay, I should probably put my face mask back on because I took it up to record the public service announcement, and I've been sailing without a face mask, and some people are looking at me funny. Bad Paco.
Anyhow, the sky was really gray. I thought it would start pouring any minute, and fortunately, it didn't. Hurricane sky.
Of course, right in front of us is La Comer, a great source of supermarket goods for many of us that live in this neighborhood. A beautiful supermarket. And if you look at the yellow tape in front of me, and this area that is under construction, well, it's been under construction forever now. Well, for over a year, I think. And this is because Costco has their own, or the intention to have their own gas stations. And this has been going on for a while. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I have a way to stretch my camera pole so that we can actually take a look at what's going on in there. And I took a photo, and I hope I was pointing in the right direction. I couldn't tell for sure.
We're almost there.
And as I exit the parking lot, I want to point out a couple of places of interest. First of all, the restaurant Los Alcatraces, which is over here. It's a great place to enjoy traditional Mexican food. Then, needless to say, our destination is Licks. And next to Licks is Cristalería La Única, a great source for kitchen-related gadgets and things like that. Okay, so we are crossing our last street. We are about ready to enter Licks and meet the new puppy. Hola. Gracias. So here we are. We are inside Lick's Ice Cream. This is the Versailles location, not the Versailles, the Fluvial location. And we are here. Oh, Todd is waving from the inside. I'm wondering if he will let me come in so that you can see him at work. ¿Puedo pasar?
This is where the ice cream gets made.
Hey, Todd.
How are you?
Good, and yourself? Well, let me close the door. I can see it's really cold here. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Hi, baby. Oh my gosh. So we are here. Here. We should probably get Puppy away from the manufacture process.
Yeah.
Yes. Let us take, actually, you know what, Catherine? Kathleen, let me visit with Todd, then I'll come visit you at the office.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I'm going to be out there taking some photos, so.
Okay.
Or you can come back here a week later.
Whatever floats your boat.
All right.
Okay. So let us take a look at what Todd is doing. Todd is making ice cream right now with his staff. This is so cool.
Ice cream chingadera.
So Todd.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I see crushed Oreos here. I see all kinds of ingredientes.
We got cookies and cream going on today.
We got cookies and cream going on today.
And then we're going to do some Rocky Road, some chocolate, and some fudge brownie.
Let me get close to you so that the microphone will pick us
Okay.
both up.
Perfect.
How are things going?
Good. We're trying to be positive and continue on, and actually things are, for this time of year, we're actually busy still. Not busy, but we're happy with how things are going.
Excellent.
Tourism's coming back, and the Nationals are here at the Malecon especially,
Uh-huh.
and so this is the time of year where they start coming back.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to see some nice numbers, I think, at the Malecon, and meet some nice new locals and nationals.
I'm sorry if the sound is a little weak here.
So I'm curious because you are in the process of making. You do your thing. I'll just ask you a question. You're in the process of doing Oreo ice cream. How do you determine what you're going to do on any given place, on any given day?
We just see what's been selling and what we have left. We have a bunch of inventory in the freezers over here. So we try and make sure we have inventory all the time of the flavors so that when the stores need it, it's available.
Don't take it personally, but I'm going to go visit with your new little creature.
Oh, yes. I don't blame you. She's much more cute than I am.
Okay, so we're done doing the behind the scenes. Hi! Hi, little guy. I want to sit on the floor and bond with this little creature. Can I actually do this? Yes, I can. Hi. Hi. You're on camera. Hi. Yes, you can smell my feet. You can smell my shoes. You can do anything you want. Nama.
Nama.
What does the name mean?
Well, there's a couple meanings. In Sanskrit, it means meditation, moving your soul to your higher soul.
Mm-hmm.
And in Japanese, in kanji, it means vibrancy, freshness, forgot what else, bliss, I believe. So, yeah. So we always like picking names that have a special meaning. And she really seemed to connect with that name, so.
Come here, baby. Come here. How old is she?
They found her in a field in El Tuito with her sister.
Uh-huh.
So they think she's around 4.5 months now. Yeah, and we just got her, it's been a week ago now.
Uh-huh. She's great.
Yeah, she's really sweet.
And she likes me. How is it helping your healing process?
It's actually, I'll have to show you something we just got today. It's, we weren't ready for a dog. I didn't want it to help our healing process, but it's been 4 months since Asha passed, and, a year and almost a year and a half since Kai. Well, yeah, over a year and a half now since Kai passed away. So we really weren't ready, and we would go to walk the dogs at the SPCA and at Sula Society just to be around animals because we love being around the animals. And she just came along, and when they pick you, and it just happens. So we really didn't have a choice.
Well, she seems to pick me too. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Do you want to say goodbye to our walking tour today? This is no longer a walking tour. This is a sitting on the floor with Nama tour. I want to say thank you, community, for expressing your interest in this walk. Ultimately, we do what you are interested in. And I want to also thank Kathleen and Todd for opening their doors and sharing a little bit of their personal life with us. And this is what we do. So this is our walking tour, as requested. And I will hopefully see you again in another walking tour soon. Take care.
And that was our walking tour for today. Raymond, you totally deserve an award after this. I can't wait until you start training her. Namaste. Oh my God. Seriously, Raymond. Let me now rewind your comments all the way to the beginning so we can go through them quickly. It is a pleasure to see you all say good morning. Thank you very much. Of course, there's Kathleen, yay, and Nama's watching as well. How wonderful. Let's see what we have. James is making tacos for breakfast, so James is making me hungry. Yay! Logan is prepping the villa, and then Logan is going on vacation to a beautiful paradise place. Feel free to fill us in, Logan. I don't want you to go away because I'm going to miss you. Good wishes to you, Raymond. I know that you're still in Guadalajara. White shirt, first time ever. So nice. Thank you. You know why I'm wearing white? It's absolutely ego-driven. You see, I've been spending a lot of time wearing crochet necklaces. So I figured, and they look better on a white shirt. So why am I not wearing one today? Small steps. But if you ever want to see what I wear when I go out to fancy parties, I've been wearing my own necklaces that I make out of crochet. And I thought maybe, just maybe, one of these days I'll wear one while we're broadcasting. But I don't want it to be about me. It has to be about Puerto Vallarta. Let's see what else we have. Yes, please wear your masks, tourists. Very important. Absolutely. 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 Joey can't wait to start growing marijuana. Good for you, Joey. Maybe, I'll be a gardener in your field. I don't know that I will actually apply for a permit myself because I'm not interested in growing it. I just want to cook with it. But good luck with that. Good luck with that. Jorge says, I have to get in and out to see the comments. Again, my connection to the internet has been really spotty this morning, and some comments have taken a while to show up, but I think we seem to be caught up. Kim reports audio and video are out of sync. Again, I wish I could do something about this. Let's see what else. Jeannie says, everything moving on my device. Thank you for the feedback. Jorge says, I prefer you talking over the captions. I believe YouTube generates their own captions automatically. I am sure that you can remove them if you look for the proper setting to do that. Kelly asked halfway through the broadcast, how do you spell the name of the street? It's Hamburgo, like hamburger, Hamburgo, Hamburgo, and of course you'll find it on the map. Congratulations, Bronica. Bronica has found an apartment in Versailles. Good for you. I hope that things work out well. It'll be a pleasure to call you my neighbor. That's for sure. Karen says, love Florio's both locations. I agree with you. It's absolutely a wonderful restaurant.
Logan asked halfway through it if we were talking about the fruit or handsome men. In Mexico, slang for a handsome man is a mango. You may remember a character on Saturday Night Live who was called Mango. He was not particularly handsome, but that's a different story in a different country. Um, Joey says, "Love mango season, but happy our tree is down, dropping all the ones they have. They will fall on your head. Eventually, you'll be hit by a fruit in this town." Oh my God, the way that sounded. You'll be hit by a fruit. My mind is so dirty. Never mind. Never mind. Kathleen asks, any news on when the Costco gas station will open? Not that I have heard. As you saw on the photograph, Kathleen, it's been stalled for months and months and months, and not much has changed in there. Oh, and Logan took the words right out of my mouth. Thank you very much. Why is no? That has been answered by itself. Ninja camera pole. Well, yes, that's a nice thing when you are able to stretch your pole to your desire. And I was able to stretch my pole. Let's see what else. Kelly asked about the meaning to her name, and of course, Kathleen answered that question during the interview. Julie says, I would not be as slender as Todd and Kathleen if I owned an ice cream store. I hear you, friend. I don't know how they do it, but they are both beautiful. Let's see what else we have. Yes, she was absolutely smelling Luna on my shoes. And when I came home, Luna looked at me and she's like, where the fuck have you been and who have you been stroking? And that's what Luna does whenever I come in contact with my friends' pets. And Albert, you are absolutely right. Nama is adorable, and everybody should stop and visit with her. I don't know if Nama has specific store hours, but you can, of course, check with Todd and Kathleen at their Licks Facebook page. Oh, wow. Wow. Matthew never ceases to amaze me with wonderful context. 5 pieces from Don Pedro Linares himself back in the 80s. That is amazing. That is just a beautiful bit of news. Matthew, maybe you can take some photographs of them and share them with us so that we can see them. That would be fantastic if you wanted to do that. It was my pleasure to stop by, Kathleen. It's always a pleasure to see you guys and to share your story, which is a beautiful story with folks. Losing pets is very difficult to begin with, and then choosing to open your heart and your life and your home to a new pet is always challenging. So I applaud that while you were not looking for Nama managed to find you guys, and I certainly hope that Nama will bring a lot of healing and good vibes into your daily lives. Will increase in cases rollback opening percentages. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that, Alan, but if I'm interpreting that you're asking if increasing the cases will bring us back to more restrictions, it's early to tell. I certainly hope that's not the case, but we'll keep you posted. That's what we do here at Coffee and Headlines. Nama got some praise. Scott says, you are one of the best parts of PV, and a little heart. I'm sure you were talking about Nama, but if you were talking about me, Scott, thank you. You are one of the best parts of Coffee and Headlines because you join us on a regular basis. For a lurk plant marijuana, do you need to have a permit? The answer is yes. Gracias for the spelling. Always a pleasure. Hi, Jorge. Jorge's in PV. That's wonderful to know. Let's see what else. I don't want to walk down that street with my wife because then I'd be carrying a shit pile of mangoes. You wouldn't be the first person, Alan. A lot of people do, and I would have brought some mangoes home yesterday had I not been on a mission, and I didn't even have a bag to carry that. Oh, at least somebody got my double entendre. Thank you very much, Veronica. Thank you very much for that. I was hoping that somebody would. Richard asks, "Is there a way to watch your old walks?" Yes, there is, and let me show you what is happening on the website. Let me first open it up and see if I'm going to have a decent connection to it. Oh shit, I won't. Well, let me tell you. Richard, that yes, there is a way to do this. You go to paco-ojeda.com, which is our official website, and that's where all the walks are archived. I have been in the process in the last week of uploading past walks, and of course uploading them without commentary and stuff like that, and taking them out of the complete programs so that you can enjoy the walks on their own. I will be doing an announcement about this shortly. Let's see what else. Just switch to Total Play. It rocks. I am seriously considering leaving Telmex if we continue to have these problems with our internet connection, which are really horrible. And I think this is a good time to wrap up our broadcast. Our broadcast. Because we've gone over our usual time and we've talked about this, that, and the other. Thank you very much for joining us. As you know, tomorrow we're trying out a new segment, Food for Thought Thursdays, and we're going to focus on live English theater in Puerto Vallarta, where it came from, where it's been, where it's going. Is it good enough? Should it change? Should there be more or less? We're going to talk about supply and demand and all kinds of interesting topics. So please, if theater in English is your thing, if you enjoy being part of the audience, this is a show for audience members that enjoy live theater. So we're going to be having a fun discussion tomorrow, I hope. So feel free to join us tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, feel free to join us whenever you feel like. We're always here Monday through Saturdays and eager to connect with you. Have a great day.